Hi, I'm Mary Alexandra Stiefvater, host of My Favorite Cup, your show all about coffee and tea. Today's show introduces us to how coffee and tea are being used to help the environment through recycling, and we explore how coffee and tea are being used as an alternative fuel and energy source. Art is created by whatever the artist's mind envisions. So we'll go inside the mind of the artist to see how coffee and tea are being utilized as paints. And women, hear me roar. We'll meet some incredible women that are changing the tea industry and also giving back. So grab your favorite cup, enjoy this little piece of trivia, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Plant-based biofuels have been researched and explored since the 19th century, but there's yet to be a reliable plant-based source of energy. Today, the whole world is looking for new fuel alternatives. Norway, Colombia, the United States, and England are all looking for ways to use coffee as an energy source. Coffee growers produce roughly 16 billion pounds of coffee a year, and those coffee grounds are generally disposed of as either waste or compost. Scientists estimate that a year's worth of spent coffee grounds could create 340 million gallons of biodiesel. Wow! So could we actually power cars on biodiesel from coffee? It's a distinct possibility. In Manchester, England, Martin Bacon has found a way to power his cars on biodiesel made from coffee grounds and also set the Guinness World Record for land speed for a car that runs on coffee. He calls his car the Bean Machine. The process Martin uses to create biofuel is called gasification, which works with almost any carbon-based substance. The vehicle is fueled by pellets from the chaff that comes off the coffee bean during the roasting process, which is heated and broken down into carbon monoxide and hydrogen, the latter of which is cooled, filtered, and combusted into an internal combustion engine. The Bean Machine hit a verified 65.5 miles per hour on an airport runway in the UK.
Guinness World Record this morning for land spade in a coffee-powered car. The guys are out there at the moment just setting up the spade trap. It's 8:30, it's nice and cold. Let's hope it all goes well.
Let's cheer Martin Bacon and see how it works. Ready, set, go! This is so amazing. Can you imagine using coffee to run your car? It has to smell better than gasoline. And if you have to drink an extra cup of coffee, oh well. We're glad you stayed with us. You know, art comes in many forms. And the materials used to create art are as varied as the artists themselves. Coffee and tea have been used as paints and dyes for centuries. They're used in everything from hair dye to dyeing cloth. They're even used to give paper an antique look and to create drawings. Angel and Andrew call themselves the coffee artists and have been painting with coffee for over a decade. They developed a technique to use coffee to create a dark hue for their unique shading.
It's almost an art form, getting that daily jolt of Java just right. Whether from the shop or the kitchen, a well-brewed cup gives Duluth artist Angel Circula a boost.
I whipped 3 paintings out in one night, and I think I had a little extra coffee that night. It helps.
But this isn't for drinking. Angel and her boyfriend Andy Sauer have a different use in mind.
I think we saw a napkin that had the coffee ring stain on it, and we thought, wow, that could be something interesting to work with.
And that got their creative juices going. Andy and Angel make coffee art. It all starts with a sketch.
Andy kind of does it more general, and I get more detailed with my first sketches.
When the design's ready, the coffee adds color.
And so then we just go and do a wash.
No gourmet roasts here. The supermarket brand will do.
Then you get washes like this, and it looks like nothing. And then once you get the really dark colors.
With each brushstroke, the coffee reveals a new discovery of texture or color.
I love the warm tones and that you get with the coffee. It's got good colors.
With stronger brews, each layer adds depth and a picture emerges, sometimes with results that even surprise me.
That's Kim.
On another painting, Andy experiments with a really rich look.
We made the coffee really, really thick, really like mud almost.
While he hates the way it tastes, Andy says it's a great medium.
I'm really happy with it. I never suspected that coffee could make such interesting works.
The artists aren't the only ones amazed by their success. Their paintings are on display at Beaner's Coffee Shop in West Duluth. Some customers have already paid for the artworks, while others aren't sold on the idea just yet.
Sometimes it takes a little while.
People are skeptical. Is it really coffee? Are you doing something extra?
People don't realize well, how come all your works are brown? We're like, well, it's just coffee.
Andy and Angel like to paint faces, famous musicians, even self-portraits. Wildlife is also a favorite theme. They've seen folks trying to sniff their art, but so far they haven't caught anyone sneaking a lick. They're content to sip coffee from their cups instead. In Duluth, Kim Kaiser, News 6.
You can visit these artists at www.justcoffeeart.com. We'll be right back. The wonderful thing about both the coffee and tea industries are the many stories of how they give back. At the World Tea Expo, Mindy got a chance to meet with 3 amazing women from Pennsylvania who decided to buy a tea plantation in Africa. They moved there to make it a success working with local village women, and all of the profits from the tea plantation go back into making sure the village children receive a proper education.
Hi, we're back. Okay, introduce yourselves, ladies, and introduce your tea and tell them it's about women, guys.
I'm Sarah Holby.
I'm Katie Holby.
And I'm Kat Armstrong. And this is a Jiri tea. Our tea is, all right, so we have black tea from Kenya. The tea is grown by small-scale farmers in western Kenya. So they have between 1/4 acre to 2 acres of land. And then they process their tea at a factory that's owned by the farmers and managed by the Kenya Tea Development Agency. And we chose this factory for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons was that it was managed by a woman, and we were really excited about that.
It's a women, guys. Where are you from?
We are from Pennsylvania.
So how did you guys get started? Kenya. How'd you get there from Pennsylvania? I'm from Pennsylvania. I didn't get there.
Well, I love Kenya. My mom had studied abroad there in college in 1978. So when I was a junior in college and was debating where to study abroad, I'd always heard about Kenya. So I decided also to go there. So I studied abroad in Kenya my junior year of college. And then once I graduated, I went back to Kenya to volunteer for the year.
Are you sisters?
No, we're sisters, and she's my college roommate.
Oh, okay.
So I went back to volunteer in Kenya for the year, and I was working for this organization, this non-governmental organization that was giving out food and drugs to HIV/AIDS patients in the community. Pretty much we had different groups, and we were handing out food and drugs that to fight infections. And what happened in January of that year was that there was the economic sort of meltdown in the Western world, which really affected all these NGOs. So we lost all of our funding. Like within a 2-week span of time, private donors weren't donating, the grants weren't renewed, and we were just cut off. Yeah, it was terrible because all these people who had been really relying on this organization were just goodbye, good luck.
What did you do?
And so it was really hard because there are hundreds of people that were relying on us and a lot of other organizations like it. And so my coworker, one of my coworkers, Nick, he's 29, and we were talking together because he had lost his job. He's a Kenyan. He's a Kenyan.
He's from Kenya?
He had lost his job as a result of this. So we were talking about just how crazy this was that we were just handing stuff out with leaving no infrastructure there. We were just handing things out, and then when it gets cut off, it really made no impact. So my mom came to visit. She had just lost her job on Wall Street. So she came to visit.
The 80s.
Yeah, she came to visit and she said, and Nick said to her, Miss Ann, you're unemployed, I'm unemployed, Sarah's unemployed, we should really start a business. So we started a business. And we knew we wanted to employ people and we knew we wanted to give the profits back to something. And sort of the idea just emerged that we would do this and employ women. Employing women is really important in developing countries. They give a lot of their money back to their families. Goal. So what we did is we started this tea company called Ajiri Tea. The word Ajiri means to employ in Swahili. So as I said, our goal is to create employment in Western Kenya. We have 63 women who make all of the labels by hand, and they make them using dried bark from banana trees.
Are they hand? Oh no, they're not hand painted.
They're
like
glued on. They're glued on. So they're all totally different. And these ones are on handmade paper also. They make it out of using an invasive species on Lake Victoria. They take this invasive species, water hyacinth, and make the paper itself also.
Is the paper for the box made too?
The paper for the box is made in the U.S. It's all recycled paper. And then this is the bark from the banana trees.
This is actual bark?
So banana trees sort of shed their bark, so they peel it off and make the label with it. And then inside they make these beads out of magazines.
These are out of like paper magazine?
Yeah, so they take the magazine and they cut a thin strip out of it and they roll it up and lacquer over it to make the beads.
Oh my God, did you guys try this when you were there?
To make the beads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Was
Yeah.
it fun?
It was really fun. We learned how to make the twine too, which we just rolled in your fingers, but I was really bad at it.
Really bad at it.
How did they make the twine?
It's a twist of, they take bark from banana trees again and they sort of reverse twist it to make the twine.
Oh my God, what fun. Did
Yeah.
you try making the boxes too with the women?
I am very bad. But they're really creative. I mean, great artistic
I
ability.
mean, it's gorgeous. So
And every group has kind of a different style. There's 5 different women's groups that are composed of the 63 women. So each of them have kind of a different style and taste that they bring to the different labels. So.
And you can tell who makes each label sometimes. Like Florence makes ones with
Florence
lyrical
makes
trees.
these and these, and one of our first women's groups in Tabaka, a village, makes this one, and another group, the Mboga group, makes a lot that look like this and this. So it's really fun. We get to know which woman makes which label.
And none of them knew how to do this before
really?
we
You
got.
taught-
we-
did you teach them how
We
to
didn't
do
teach
it?
them. We showed them a print, and we're like, "Do you think you can make this?" Because it was. I mean, they had the material already, and they kind of just ran with it.
do they live like in little villages? Do they live in cities?
Yeah, so they're all in the Kisii district, so it's one region of Western Kenya. So our goal was to focus the tea, we were getting to the tea from there and the women from there. And as we said, they're in 5 different women's groups. So 4 of those women's groups are in the Kisii district, and they're spread out. They don't know one another, but they're in all different little villages throughout. 3 of them are in little villages, and 1 is in Kisii town, which is sort of a small city in that area.
And so then you were telling me that the labels, like the profits go to these women?
Yes.
So how does that work exactly?
The profits are all the profits that Ajiri Tea makes are donated to the Ajiri Foundation, which is a nonprofit that we set up. And the Ajiri Foundation then pays school fees for orphans in Western Kenya. So each of these 5 women's groups chose an orphan from their community that they wanted us to send to school. So in February we started the first 6 kids started school. We have 4 in high school and 2 in elementary school, and they're all doing really, really well. They're all in the top half of their class, we're just really excited about. So in Kenya, you take an exam in 8th grade that tells you which boarding school you can go to. So whatever school they wanted to go to and got accepted to, we paid their fees. We paid their school tuition fees, and then for their books and uniforms. And then in Kenya, to go to boarding school, you also have to buy your own mattress, your own basin to wash your clothes in, your basin to hold your drinking water. So the list just
Like
goes.
toilet paper for a year, you need to bring with you.
Really?
All your living expenses.
Yeah. The exciting thing is it's the women in Kenya's work that's making the labels, that's really selling the tea. Then the profits go back to their community. So they're doing the work, and all we're doing is really just facilitating the process. So these kids that are getting sent to school are getting sent to school because of the work that women in their communities are doing.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Very much.
Thank you. And you want to say the name of your company again? I wanna make sure
Ajiri
I
tea.
get-
And Ajiri means to employ in Swahili.
Fabulous. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much again.
Thank
and
you.
good luck with this because this is amazing.
When the World Tea Expo was held in Long Beach, California, Mindy also got a chance to meet with a wonderful woman and her sister from China, whose tea garden has been run by the women in her family for 5 generations. Let's hear their story.
Hi, we're with 4 generations of female tea makers. So let's find out what that means.
Hi, my name is Feng Kui Chen, and we are from Taiwan. My company is called Gen Tea. We are 4-generation tea makers from Taiwan. We've been making tea for 150 years.
Oh my gosh, are they all in your family? Or
Yes, so this is my sister. She's
Hi, sister.
she's the 4th-generation tea makers also, and we currently try to educate our 5th-generation tea maker, also female.
Is that your daughter?
No, that's her daughter.
Oh, okay.
But the company is basically making tea, and we make 90% of high mountain oolong tea from Taiwan. And all the tea you see we produce is all hand-picked, 3 leaves, hand-picked tea.
Everything is handpicked?
Everything's hand-picked, and it's all 3 leaves. And we're trying to preserve the tea life, because my mom, who's 3rd generation,
your mom?
yes, her philosophy is she believed that tea has a life even when you pick it. So it's very important how do you keep the life. So if you see that plant that's rose, right now if I take a leaf out, so it's very similar to how you pick tea. We pick tea by this. This is all we pick, the 3 leaves, right?
Just 3 leaves out
Just
of a
3
bush?
leaves. And when you pick this, the rose is not dying yet. So the water inside the leaf, we have to make sure it keep alive. And there's a technique of rotation, fermentation, and that's how you can keep the tea alive. And after each production, it comes to become the raw tea like this.
How long does it take to dry out?
So this, right now, that's 3 leaves. That's what we pick from here, like
And
this.
so you keep the 3 leaves on the same stem for the
Yes.
whole thing?
So we rolled it like that. The production takes about 24 hours. And then when you steep tea, it opens up. So this is when after you steep tea, you opens up like this.
And
so
it's-
each one of them are how you pick it. And you can see this is all hand-picked.
And
It's
this
only
is
hand-picked
still-
tea you can do
So
this.
this is still the 3 leaves on the one stem?
Yes, yes.
I had no idea that that was the way it worked.
Yeah, and this is how beautiful that production is.
Do you have that? It's really beautiful. So do you think that it makes a difference that it's all generations of women?
It is, because it's such a, I think female has this gentle touch of the tea leaf. And when you try to, we're so removed from the food source, so we never know whose hand touched your tea. And what we do is we want to make sure all the consumers knows we are the one making tea. And for the female, that because your hand is so tough, so soft, and you don't want to kill the tea. If you rough or you machine cut, it's like you kill tea so rough, and then there's bad energy inside the tea. And when
Do you use all women as workers also?
we don't, because there's a certain process of tea that you really need like powerful men. For example,
Oh, you need men for something, right?
definitely. Like this part, when you make a tea to curl, in the end, when you curl the tea, that is a really heavy power process, and I don't think any woman can do it.
Oh, okay.
If you can do it, I think you can enter like
One of those bodybuilding contests.
Exactly.
All right, women bodybuilders, come over.
yeah. So we're really trying to. It's not just a female. It's about how good your tea is and how pure. So our tagline is "Sip Pure." That's the reason because we really want people to have a taste of the pure and natural tea, which doesn't hit you like it's very subtle. So when you drink it, first you have impression it's very smooth, but you don't know what's in there. But probably 30 seconds later, the aftertaste keep coming up. And if you walk around for 30 minutes, it keep coming up, and that's secret about tea, basically.
It's
so
really good.
Yeah,
it's extremely good. I just did not know about these 3 leaves.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated with the 3 leaves.
Because nobody really go to tea garden and really experience how the tea makes. We grew up in the tea garden. That's like our backyard. So for us, things are very simple.
You live right on
Yeah.
where all the tea is grown?
So particularly our tea is in Dongsan region, and our backyard is a tea garden.
Oh, wow.
So this
That's
is just how we
beautiful.
play.
Well, it's a nice way to grow up. I'll tell you.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Keep using females. I like it. And nice to you, too. How come your pictures aren't up there?
She's here.
There you go. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Please stop by and have some tea. I really believe that the main difference is not for generation, not history, not anything like that. It's really the quality of tea.
I'm so proud of the accomplishments of these women, and I look forward to hearing more stories about the accomplishments of women, and of course men too, in the coffee and tea industries in future episodes. Enjoy this tea trivia. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And now here's something sweet and fun. I love mint tea, but I never really thought much on how it's grown. However, one little girl not only thought about it, she actually grows it at her school. So we're going to close with the cutest video segment ever. We're going to Wooden Tots Montessori School in England to meet Sapphire, so she can show us her recipe for wild mint tea.
Picking some mint from the garden to make some tea. I picked some mint from the garden and I'm putting it in a Chinese tea set. And I am going to pour it into a cup. Ow. Ow. And I'm going to put it in a cup. Leave it a little while first. I have to be careful and make sure that it won't burn me. I'm going to leave it a little while.
And then?
And then I am going to give it to the guests. And that's how I make mint tea.
How sweet is she? Go to our website, myfavoritecups.com, or our Facebook page, My Favorite Cup, to view more videos and to get more information from today's show. You can also tell us your thoughts on future episodes. Remember, this is your show about coffee and tea. I'm Mary Alexandra Stiefvater from My Favorite Cup, and we'll see you next week.